Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. First Truck Cab Chronicles in a while. Haven't really done a video in the last week and a half. We've had some family problems. My dad passed away and had some health scares with my daughter, but everything is going to be okay. Thank you for the prayers. They really do work. I'm a big believer in that. But I want to talk about today. And I also want to wish my son a happy birthday. He's 24 years old today. Yep, 24 years old. 24 years ago today, I became a dad for the first time. It's one of the best days of my life. Actually, so I have 4 kids now, and I wouldn't trade any of them. But let's talk about something that's coming out, that's going on. And thank goodness, I see Mississippi has made some adjustments to their creel limits and things like that based on Livescope. And it's what I've said the whole time. Everybody wants to blame Livescope. I say that the wildlife and fisheries have to stay ahead of this game. There's a dual thing going on. There's a lot more people fishing because of Livescope, so you got a lot more fish being taken out. So being proactive and seeing that, hey, more people fishing, more people catching limits, more people catching. One of the things that I see with crappie, and I've said this before, is crappie anglers are not catch and release fishermen. Bass are not getting affected in the same way as crappie are. Bass anglers as a whole are catch and release. There needs to be fish taken out of the population every year anyway, so that's okay. But bass are still more of a catch and release type fisherman. And that's not a disrespect to crappie anglers. I catch a bunch of crappie or white perch. I call them white perch Louisiana. We keep them. I keep some. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't keep them all, but I do keep some. And so they've got to adjust the limits to be able to combat that. But you can't just blame, there's a whole thing. You can't say, well, it's Livescope that's causing this. It's not Livescope. You're never going to change. People have to change their mentality and their mindset as a whole and start learning to catch and release with crappie. Crappie are mostly seen as table fare. Every when you catch a giant, people want to keep them as table fare, and they want to show off. They got to have that picture with the 50 spread out there. That's a big deal. Where I see a lot of bass anglers, they want to take a picture and they drop it back in the water. And a lot of people say, well, bass don't taste good. That's not true. I eat 12 and 13 inch bass all the time. So I eat spotted bass or Kentuckies, whatever you want to call them. I eat them all the time. They taste fine. You mix them in with crappie, a big crappie, and you can't tell the difference. I could give them to somebody and they hardly can't tell the difference. Most people. Some people can. Some people can tell a little bit thinner meat. Cooks a little crispier, I guess, but most people can't tell the difference. Nobody ever complains anyway. If you mix it in with catfish, you sure hardly can't tell the difference. So, I like what they're doing. But that, and a lot of people say, well, this is it. This is the end. No, I think this is the beginning of a great thing. Got to learn to adjust your limits. That's what we pay our license for. It's what we pay the biologists for. It's what we pay everybody for. And I think that's an important step in this. I would actually say be even more aggressive with some of this stuff. Really be more aggressive. Some of the lakes around here, they only allow like 7 fish over a certain size limit, and then you got to throw the rest away. These 25 and 50 fish limits for crappie, that's lunatic. That's crazy. It should be in that 10 fish range, in my opinion. But what do I know? I'm not a biologist. White perch or crappie, they reproduce in large20ties. So it's not always a bad thing getting some fish out of the lake. Overpopulation leads to stunted growth, and that's a fact. And so I think this is a great step in the right direction. And I wanted to say one other thing before I get off here. There is a little delay in the masterclass too because of the family events I've had going on. Thank you for your patience on that. But we're going to get them going. But guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Ring the bell.